What's up, my Densuke watermelons? This is Rob from Guy Plays, and as you can tell, these $3,000 melons are absolutely gorgeous, which I feel like makes them the best pairing for today's daily grind subject. Now, as many of you guys know, I've been trying to get my Warframe groove back for like a little bit now. There hasn't been anything that I've really felt strongly about, so I figured that I should go to a point of inspiration, which of course is TennoGen. Now, as some of you may or may not know, there is going to be an upcoming round that will be announced very soon. So we don't know exactly what's coming out, but I did go ahead and compile a list of the things that I would love to see approved. So I figured let's go ahead and jump on in. So first things first, now we're starting off a bit small here with this Sakura Garuda helmet. There's an H in there, and you know how I like it when we put H's in really weird spaces, so you know I will take it. This one is by Kakarot, and I feel like this is the first time I've taken a look at any of their work, but I will say I really love the head shape that this gives her. It's almost like lupine. It does also kind of look a little bit like a lynx, so it's kind of got this wild feeling to it, but it still has this really refined shape, and I love the fact that it's a little bit spiky, which of course goes with her claws. The only thing that I will say is I wish there were more prominent metallics. That's my only thing. It looks like it's got a little bit up towards like the behind the eyes. I want to call that an ear, but the ears are up here, so it's like the pre-ears. I don't know, but I really like the shape of it, and I love the way that the cloth falls behind it. Let's see if there's like a better shot of that. Here it is. Okay, this I really love how it kind of like trails behind. I think it's really pretty. So for me, really small but still gorgeous. Now this next one, I have to admit I don't love it, but I'm cheering it on. This is the Magnum Rhino skin, and this is by Cheshire. Now, the reason why I brought this up, and I'm just going to show it to you like here. It looks really plain. Rhino gets no love. And as like a veteran of Warframe, I remember the heydays where all of, oh my god, they were super duper toxic. But you know what? I feel like they've fallen from grace a little bit, and I'm like, listen, I would love it if y'all came back. Like, I remember those days where Rhino was nigh invincible, you know what I mean? Recently, he had a resurgence when he could give his buffs to the rail jacks, but that went away too. So what I'm saying is, you know what? We don't get very many Rhino skins these days, but this seems to be the start of a very cool looking one. I love the head shape on that. I like some of the body details that they're doing. I don't think that this is like a finished thing. It needs a little bit more polish, but I like where it's going. So, you know, for all the Rhino mains out there, don't say I'm not trying to fight for some cute skins for you, because I think this one is actually a really great start. Moving along, we have a whole ass bunch of Baruuk skins, okay? And let me tell you, I'm loving everybody who is on this Baruuk train, because I love me some Baruuk. I really do love me some Baruuk, and I'll be honest with you, the first time I looked at this skin, I thought it was Ninja, and I was like, whoa, they gave Ninja Baruuk's like waist thing? I was like, I didn't think that you could do that in TennoGen. And then I was like, no, this is actually Baruuk. But the thing that I love the most about this is the helmet. I really love the shape of it, and it kind of makes him look beady and angry, so I'm definitely down for that. The only thing that I will say is I'm not really a big fan of the coloring of this, and I think that it suffers. A lot of the TennoGen artists suffers because they want to put out like a creative color palette or something along those lines, and I'm like, I feel like it hurts your scheme more than it helps it. But I will say that I do quite like the way that this is looking. And this, of course, is by Beastbuster. And this is in his Blade of the Lotus series. Which, a part of me is like, he's Baruuk. He punches with fists. He don't have a blade. But I guess you could call it the Fist of the Lotus. I mean, I guess that doesn't quite work, you know, with the thematics of it. But all in all, I think that this is pretty good. I like the way that it's looking. But, moving along, we have another Baruuk skin. And this one, I'm kind of like flip-flopping about. I don't know if, I don't know how I feel about it, but I do like the metallics a lot on this, and you know I'm a sucker for metallics. It's got this cool draping over the face, kind of reminds me a little bit of like Journey if they took off their cloaks and shit. This is probably what you'd find underneath, like a super fucking buff cut monk, you know what I mean? So I'm really liking it, and I don't know if it's just his thematic ass pictures or something, but it's like, we know it's not going to do that in game. we know it's not going to have that lens flaring game. But I think that the shapes are on point. I think that the metallics are on point. The helmet, I'm a little bit up in the air about, but it's one of those ones that I can appreciate from an artistic standpoint. I'm like, I can see where you're going with it, and I kind of like it. The only thing that I will say is I wish that the ends of the helmet were a little bit pointier to kind of like match the waistband, you know what I mean? Because a part of me is like, you got to keep continuity throughout your piece. But that aside, I mean, I think that he does some really, really good things with this skin, and I think it looks really, really nice. And this is the, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to say it, Bedouin. I did it! Bedouin by Aranex, and I actually think it looks really, really good. Let's take a look at one more coloration of it. Like, y'all trying to do a lot with some of these colorations, but I respect it, okay? Let's move along to the next one. Wisp has got a couple good additions as well, and this is actually volume 2 of the Delusion skin that was worked on by Procedicin, and I kind of love it. See, here's the thing. They didn't have to do too much color on here to really let us see the effects of the texture and everything. It looks very spectral, it looks very ghostly, but all of the textures speak for itself. And I really do love this. I am kind of bothered that it looks like hair. I usually don't like, you know, such direct references like, oh, this is hair. But I do have to say that I like the skin overall. And I don't like the metallics he puts on there, but I think that it's very clear that we can work with this, and I'm leaving that shot in there for some of y'all boys, and, you know, potentially girls out there who might be into it. But yeah, I think that this is really, really cool, and I think it's a nice improvement from the first version. I don't remember if you remember this one, like the emo, like draped over the face kind of thing. Not super, like, into all of that, but I think that this, the version 2 is just much cleaner, much nicer, and much more ghostly instead of like techie and emo-y. I don't know how you put tech and emo together, but you managed to do it. So just saying, second version I respect a little bit more. Moving on to another one. This one is by Lead. I love the shape of the head on this one. Sometimes it's just about shapes. I'm trying to get like a good image of it. I love the way that the head is shaped. Like, it just looks really pointy and really angular, and I think that this is definitely kind of indicative of Lead's style. The coloration is really, really subdued in this, so it really makes me curious as to how I'd be able to customize it. But I love how it's kind of like almost like a fan that kind of like drapes over the face like that. I really, really love that. I'm excited to see this, and I mean, maybe I may or may not pick it up. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll definitely try my hand at customizing it in like the preview screens and whatnot. So I'm excited to see exactly how this one goes. I think that there's even some better colorations over here. Is this the one? I think that this is the one. There you go. There you go. There you go. There's a nice look at it. I love it, and I love the face shape from the side as well. I think it's just a really nice skin. It's not anything over the top, but it's a nice change up to what we currently have. Moving along, we have another one by Lead. I made it back to back, and this is the Zama. Oh my god. It's a continuation. Remember how he had the Gauss skin? And now he's got this one. He's actually updated a little bit. The original version was the V1. This is the V2, which I kind of really freaking love. I love the energy effects that are coming off of the helmet as well. But apparently the skirt has animated and scrolling on the head and the body. So I can't wait to see how that all plays out. But I did have a lot of fun with his original skin, or not the original skin, but the Gauss skin. So I'm really interested to see exactly where this series goes. But as you can see, I love like the more subdued colors, which just gives you the little pops. I'm really, really into that, and I love the way that it looks in this third. Oh, you can't see my cursor. The one that's the furthest this way. I forgot that with the setup, you can't see the cursor on the screen. So I don't know if it's made you crazy. You're like, Rob, we can't see that cursor. But this very, I guess the furthest one to the right again. Just like the subtle differences in color, I really like the way that it looks. It looks elegant and really, really pretty. So moving along, we have another Avara skin, and this one takes it in a completely different direction. This is the Avara Grax, and I hate the skirt texture, but I also kind of really love it. It makes me think that she's like a sea monster or a swamp monster, which totally fits in with like the Grax aesthetic, you know what I mean? Like Grax is meant to be dirty and grungy. It's supposed to be like the Grineer version. And a part of me is like, I hate how that skirt is that weird, gross, leathery texture. But I also kind of love the fact that it looks like seaweed and like she just got out of a swamp and it's all scraggly. I think my only criticism of this skin is I wish that the headpiece was just a little bit more scraggly or at the ends to kind of match the skirt. Again, I was using my mouse to point and then I had to remind myself that there is no mouse that you can see. But what I will say is, if you look at the silver sheen on this, it looks like there's a decent amount more metallics than we usually get with a majority of the Grax skins. Usually you get little flashes of metallics. This one looks to have like a whole metallic spine and a little bit of butt paneling underneath. And it looks like there's some touches on the front as well as on the fingers and on the back of the calves. Really, really like that. So I'm interested to see this live in game and how it all plays out. I'm going to be honest, I'm still a little bit behind because I haven't picked up the Baruuk Grax, but this one is almost on my radar. It's almost there. This is definitely deserving to be in game. It's really pretty. Moving along. Whoa, this is by Reiku. I'm so excited. Listen, you guys know that one of my favorite Warframes of last year was Gauss. Gauss is just up there. And he looks like a shark. He looks like a motherfucking shark. Now, the one thing I have to say about the Grax model that we have in game, it has a lot of metallics. And I'm really, really curious to see how Reiku has incorporated metallics on this one. And it's mainly because of the fact that Reiku doesn't usually use a large amount of metallics. But it does look like there's a little bit on the spine, the back of the arms. There might be a little bit on the feetsies, which I'm really excited about. But overall, I was looking at his customizations for this too. And I was like, yo, that one in the middle is not exactly what I would do, but I'm feeling like the red tone that he used, I could play around with that. And this, the blue one on the end too is like, it's not bad. It's similar to something I would do. There would be a little bit of rose goldishness on there, but you know what? I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the inspiration. I'm really excited for it, and it's looking pretty fucking fantastic so far. So I'm excited, and of course we have the red line version of it, which looks super sick as well. So I don't know. This is gonna be one of those ones that I might sacrifice 20 chicken nuggets for, because as you guys know, 20 chicken nuggets is on the 2 for $5 menu at McDonald's, and I'm just putting it out there. Listen, it's either this or a 20-piece nugget, and this is definitely competing with that. So moving along, I saved the two that I knew people were gonna gush over for last. I'm so mad. Can I just say this? This is by MZ3, and he did the Night Hunter skin for Nidus. I am so mad. I don't need another fucking Saryn skin. I don't. But I kind of really like this. Like, it looks like a Lamia. She looks like Viperous, but also, well, I was gonna say Viperous, but also toxic. But that's what she is. Like, yo, just come on. Come on, go home with all of these damn Saryn skins. Well, not really, because, you know, go home and make more because it looks so good. I'm gonna be really mad. I'm gonna be really mad because this is one of those ones that I am considering picking up. I do like this, and I like how a lot of the artists are kind of really looking into making these things series, especially hit design skins that worked on other skins, and they find ways to kind of like incorporate it back in. Like, yo, like, tell me this is not like, I know this is gonna sound crazy. It sounds crazy as I'm saying it, but it feels right to me. Like, doesn't this look like a sick Valentine's Day skin? Like, this is like, like I'ma hurt you, but maybe in a good way, but maybe in a bad way, but either way you gonna like it kind of skin. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, her face looks like a heart. It's a Valentine's Day skin. I'm just putting it out there. Feels very Valentine's Day-esque to me. Maybe we have very different types of Valentine's Days, like in our brains. But legitimately, I'm really, really enjoying what they're doing with the Night Hunter series. Like, wow. Wow, we will wow. Wow. I would like a Night Hunter Loki, please. I would like, as long as fucking DE's team doesn't fuck it up again. I'm gonna put this out into the universe as a word. Listen, I've talked about my gripes with some of the marketing team. I've talked about my gripes with some of the freaking what is it called, programming team. Yo, the art team is strong. They get it right 90% of the time, but it does not give them the right to fuck up 10% of the time. I'm not giving you a free pass. That Loki skin y'all did was wrong. So if Mr. MZ3 over here comes out with the Loki Night Hunter, don't fuck with it. Consult me. Oh, alright. Let's go ahead and move on to our last one, which is, of course, the Hitsusan Yokai skin. Now, I think that this is maybe the updated version. It's the Helmet Volume 3, yeah. This is the third version of it. Listen, I don't care what he needs to update or what needs to be done. This just needs to be in the game. Like, it's just beautiful. It's elegant. It reminds me of like the Frost Emperor skin, but of course, you know, like the, what do you call this? Who is this? Oberon. Listen, all I see is Yokai. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's majestic. I love the horns. I love all of the details on this. I love the belt and like the, what is it called? The waist thing that drapes, the loincloth. He must have a big dick if that loincloth is that long. I'm just saying. And you know what? Oberon does have a big old dick. He is definitely there. Look, he even got like a demon version. This is why I like Hitsusan, because he knows how to customize this shit to make us want to buy it. This is like one of those things where it's like, I don't gotta take your hand and I don't gotta tell you what looks good. You know what looks good. Look at this. He's even using like green metallics on there, but it's still got a little bit of that goldy sheen. So it's like almost like brass, but not quite. It's like brass, but grass. I'm just saying, and it fits perfectly with the theme. Just putting that out there into the universe. And it's like a cool tone gray brown he's got on there. Just saying. This is what I mean by get your customizations right, all right? But yeah, I'm really, really excited. I hope that this skin finally goes live because Oberon deserves a little bit of Hitsusan love. Oberon really, he deserves a little bit of Hitsusan love. Even the little shoulder details, metallic too. Putting that out there. It's pretty. Can't wait to see it in game. Regardless, this is the customizations or the skins that I would love to see in game. If there's anything that you guys wanted to see in game, go ahead and list it down in the comments below, or also let me know what were your favorites from the things that I've chosen. Now, don't get me wrong, I have looked through all of the releases and I've handpicked my favorite ones, so just keep that in mind. I can't go through every single release out there. This is already almost a 20-minute video, and if I were to talk about everything on the list, what I liked, what I didn't like, it'd be years. So I'm cutting myself off here with this beautiful creation. So as always, let me know how you feel down in the comments below, and love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.